This law is found in Hilchot Yesodei Torah, the foundational laws of the Torah, in chapter 6, in the first and second halacha. There it says, anyone who destroys one of the names that one of the pure and holy names that the Holy One, blessed be He, is called by them, from the Torah, he is liable for lashes. For behold, he said with regard to idolatry, and you shall destroy their names from that place. You shall not do thus to the Transcendent One, your venerable authority. And these are 7 names. Hashem HaNichbod Yudhe, the sacred and honorable name, Yudhe Wohe, the Tetragrammaton. Uhu Hashem HaMefirosh, and this is the explicit name, O HaNichtob, Oraf Doleth Nun Yud, or which is written, Aleph Doleth Nun Yud. Wa'el, and the name El. Wa'aloh, and the name Aloh. Wa'elohim, and the name Elohim. Wa'ahya, and the name Ahya, which means I am or I shall be. Shaddai, and Shaddai, which means the sufficient one. Uswa'ith, and a host. Anyone who erases even one letter of these 7 names, he is liable for lashes. Now, my friend brought up the good question regarding whether this is applicable, or rather, it seemed to him that this would seem to exclude a prohibition against erasing the name God or any other name in a foreign language, and that's correct. In fact, to claim that erasing any other name of the Creator other than these 7 would be adding to the Torah from a historical Jewish perspective. Only these have the legal halachic status of names of the Creator. All the others are only considered kinuyim. They're terms in reference to the Creator, but they don't have the status of His holy and pure names. It should be noted that with regard to blasphemy, in the laws of Noah, a non-Israelite is liable for blasphemy if he blasphemes any of the names of the Creator or any of His terms in any language. And that is something that is distinct from the laws of blasphemy as they regard an Israelite. But here we're talking about erasing. It is permitted to intentionally not erase any other term but of the Creator, but to claim that that is actually a prohibition, unless the Beit Din HaGadol, the Mosaic court, unless the Mosaic court would actually put maybe a fence around this law and decide that even certain other names you can't erase. Unless they do that, then it is forbidden to say that you're not allowed to erase other terms in reference to the Creator. And by the way, modern day rabbis do not have a status equal to that of the Beit Din HaGadol, the Mosaic court. Also, there is no prohibition against writing out any of the names of the Creator. You're allowed to write them out. The prohibition is against erasing them. So if you write them out, you just have to make sure that you don't erase them. And all the more so that applies to names which you're allowed to erase, such as God or Lord. This is why I sometimes spell out the name God or Lord, and as do other Orthodox Jewish websites, if you'll notice. They don't all always put a dash there. Despite that, I like to put a dash in the term God, especially, not because I think it's prohibited to write it out or erase it, but to make it distinct from the concept of God, which is commonly found among non-Israelite religions, and that is a corporalist concept of God, whereas the biblical teaching regarding the Creator is that He is incomparable to anything found in creation, and thus He's incorporeal and unimaginable. One additional reason why I like to mark out the name God is because I don't really like using the term God in reference to the Creator, since it is actually in origin the name of an idol, and we even find that in the book of Isaiah in the Hebrew Bible, that God is the name of an idol. Now, that doesn't mean that when a person calls the Creator God with the correct intention towards the true Lord of the universe, that he's worshiping an idol. But I personally don't feel it's so respectable. I could be wrong about that. Maybe since the term God has sort of changed its meaning and is certainly no longer applicable by intention. People no longer intend to apply this term to a specific idol. So maybe its status has changed. I think that's what some of my teachers hold. But despite that, I prefer to avoid the entire issue and just call the Creator by any of the other many terms that it is possible to call Him, even in English language, such as the Holy One, blessed is He, the Almighty, etc. Hope this helped. Chag Sameach. Hope you have a wonderful Shavuot. Shalom.